99% of Muslim children in the United States attend public schools, according to the Islamic Circle of North America. That means almost all Muslim children in America must receive their religious education from Islamic weekend schools. In 1964, this land I'm standing on was covered with trees. But it was that year that the first Islamic center in New England was built only 22 miles away from here in Quincy, Massachusetts. 30 years later, this Islamic center was built here in Sharon. When the Islamic weekend school started in Sharon in 1996, only 20 students were enrolled. Today, there are more than 400 students enrolled in both Quincy and Sharon Islamic Center weekend schools.
The community is growing, and once the community is growing, the needs is there and it's adding up. The potential also is there because if I remember 10 years ago we had only 3 weekend schools in the area. Now I can name you every single mosque that we have, there's a weekend school.
Allahu Akbar.
Since the first Islamic center in Quincy, 70 other Islamic centers have been established in New England. The majority are in Massachusetts. 19 of the 33 in Mass offer Islamic weekend schools according to the Islamic Council of New England. Utopia, established on October 5, 2013, is the most recent Islamic weekend school in Mass. Unlike other Islamic weekend schools that mimic the school environment, Utopia teaches Muslim children stories of the Quran and Islamic values through activities and hands-on projects. However, all Islamic weekend schools share the same goal: creating an Islamic environment for children living in America.
Mission and goal of Utopia is to really raise our kids in an Islamic environment, being American citizens, and being great portray or great image for Utopia, for the Islam first, for Utopia, and understanding the values of Islam. So being a true Muslim in an American community. So we're trying to bridge the gap actually between the Islamic environment and the American society, and these kids can actually be in both with no problem.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال موسى لقومه
Stephanie, an American convert, sends her kids to both Islamic schools during the week and Utopia on Saturdays. She says the fun Islamic environment which Utopia creates for kids has influenced her children more than the Islamic school they go to.
These kids, a lot of them go to public school, and this is the main connection for them to other people of their faith. Maybe the public school they go to, they don't know anybody else who's Muslim, and maybe their parents don't take them to the masjid. This is their connection to begin and start their foundation. There's a lot of kids here who don't know any Quran yet, and this is having this opportunity. Maybe they'll go home and say, "Mama, can you do Quran with me?"
Equaling this webpage, what's the next thing you want to do?
No, but how can you change the fonts on a webpage? Like sometimes they teach you about like some Islamic stories, and then in the Islamic stories you actually learn a lesson in there, and then that's what you get from Utopia.
There are currently 77 students enrolled in Utopia. Lack of volunteers prevented other Muslim families from enrolling their kids. The increasing demand and positive feedback is inspiring the founders of Utopia to envision more utopias across the United States in the next few years. From Sharon, this is Janan Zaytoun.